Good morning, good morning. Here we are, Saturday morning Super Pals. What's up? Getting ready to do some truck driving and talk Trump stuff. We're going to do something different instead of watching. Might watch something after this, but we're going to start off with drinking my coffee. That's normal. And then move on to, boop, there it is. We're going to read a little transcript from the former President Trump's interview with Sharyl Attkisson. Yeah, Sharyl Attkisson. There we go. Yes. We're going to read over it. The premise of it is you are going to be one of three people usually watching Trump, in my opinion. Either A, you're watching him and just believing everything. It's fine. I mean, not fine, but that's what you do. That's what you do. You're watching him. You believe it. You think what he says is fine. Everything's great. You just listen to it, clap, nod, go vote, all that fun stuff. Or you are B. You are watching Trump, and everything he says sounds confusing, sounds different, sounds like someone that doesn't normally talk. Sounds almost like a child talking, so you treat him like a child and you infer what he's saying and turn it into something that makes sense to you. And what I've been hearing a lot is, let's not do this. So I'm going to take my effort at not doing this and be person C, where I'm going to watch this, or really we're just going to read it, and you can hear the words for what they are, as if it's coming from somebody else, because they will be. They'll be coming from me. As good or bad as that's going to be. Not saying I can speak any better than Trump or worse, but when I do talk, I do my best to make sense of things. So when I say this stuff, it probably might not come out right, but I will do my best. I'll fight a stutter that I used to have also, so forgive that, but if it sounds strange, it's probably mostly because it's the way the words are coming out. As they are written, as they're written, as the written word is, as they say. I don't know if they say that or not, but we'll drive a truck while we're doing it, because what's more fun than sitting here driving a truck and talking about fun stuff? It gives me something to do. Let's get on the road. Last time I died a lot as if I didn't know how to drive a truck, because I don't. I mean, I do, but oop, I didn't start my truck up. Lights. Ooh, there's a cop. Hello. But I've never actually shifted one. Oh, parking brake. Drove a lot of truck in the Army. Drove lots of truck in the Army, but not anything with a ding-dang 13-speed Eaton Fuller shifter. Oh, see? So we gotta learn range shifting and split shifting and all that fun stuff. So let's... Do I not have a... Where's my 4? Should be 5. Hi. There we go. Here we go. Last stream in the truck talk, I was using a range shifter, and because I equipped the 13-speed Eaton Fuller, I didn't realize that I need to have this beast on. So now we're good to go. Now I'm shifting like a truck driver, like I know what I'm doing. Free to stay on the road now. So let's just drive around and go find us a... The fuck was that? We can go drive around and find us something to do. Oh god. While we read. Oop. We're fine at 8 high. We can stay here. I'm gonna clear my throat. Is my guy sick or something? I gotta roll up my window. don't know. What's that? Smoke up there. Oh shit, we're off the road. Alright. So let's get into this little situation. Oh, I need to pause that real quick. I need to open up my chat window. If anybody's there, good morning. Nobody's there yet. You'll show up, don't worry. Alright. But if you do watch, leave that like and subscribe, all that fun, silly stuff that they say. I won't do that too much, but I got to kind of in the beginning a little bit. It kind of matters. I won't bug you out too much about it later on. I really don't give a fuck. I do it for fun. I sit at home as a stay-at-home dad with nothing else better to do but drive trucks and talk about politics and play video games. So, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Except read stuff. Why is this highlighted? Why are we highlighting stuff? Stop it. Get out of here. I just want to... that cursor blinking is going to bother me. It'll stay up there. Alright, let's start off. Let's get going with this. Let's try not to drive off the fucking road while we're doing it. Wish I had a straight road to drive on. Next time I'll drive Forza while trying to read. Alright, so the interview begins. They're sitting together, hanging out, high-fiving one another. No, that didn't happen. Gave each other... No, that didn't happen either. No kisses, no high-fives. So, Sharyl Attkisson and Donald Trump are sitting together, and they begin. See. Sharyl, President Trump, thank you for agreeing to an interview less than 7 weeks before the election. Normal so far. Trump says thank you. Sharyl, Harris and her campaign have called you an existential threat. I'm going so fast. A danger. And said you will be a dictator, which he has said he'd like to be a dictator on day one. I know he was speaking hyperbole, I'm sure, in a way, but also the thoughts are not hyperbole. The idea, the spoken word, sure. He's not really going to declare himself, Viktor Orban, Kim Jong-un dictator, but the thoughts are there. They're ripe. They're ripe in the old noodle. They're ripe in the old pumpkin. After a second attempt on your life in a row, afterwards, Hillary Clinton said you're a danger to the country and the world. Do you blame that kind of rhetoric in any way for inspiring assassination attempts? Or, good thing I have speed bumps to tell me I'm about to stop. I would have ran into that shit. I was wondering what that bump was while I was reading. Shift. Oh. Get in one. Alright, start off in like 4. Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Let's go this way. Alright, so. Or do you think it's completely unrelated? I don't need a nap, do I? Nah, we're good. Let's drive through. Alright, here we go. There's going to be some linguistic acrobatics I'm about to pull off here. So, while driving. Let's get that fucking Pokeball dangling. Wow, wow, wow. Alright, let's do it. Answer the question of, do you think that the violent rhetoric, quote-unquote, espoused by Democrats and people in the media are causing people to want to assassinate Trump? No. But let's go with what Trump says. Whoa, guy. Whoa, guy. Whoa, guy. Well, I do. And a lot of people say that. But more importantly, it's really just the opposite. They are a danger. They are destroying our country. They're allowing millions and millions of people to come into our country that shouldn't be here. People from jails and people from gangs that are all over they're like Caracas in Venezuela. I'm sure there are people coming in from other countries that are called those things. I guess I won't deny that. Let's get some gas. Oop, I passed up. Let's get some gas and find a job maybe here. Got a job here? A jobby job? What's that? Scales? Oh, I need scales. So millions and millions of people pouring into the country from Caracas and Venezuela. Their crime is down. Whoop. Their crime is down 72%. Which is not true at all. That's not true at all. Their crime is not down 72%. Their violent crime is going down. And that's been going down since Trump was in office. Their violent crime has been going down, and it has it's not down 72%. It may be down to 72% of all crimes in the country, but it's been going down steadily since Trump was in office. It had a spike up for a little bit and then went back down, but that was all still while I think Trump was in office. The spike might have occurred after, but no, violent crime in Venezuela, I actually just looked it up, and it's gone down on a consistent basis since Trump was in office, actually, and a little bit before that. So maybe whatever he did is helping Venezuela out. Good job, Trump? I don't know. But with something you did while you were in office, it started going down. So I don't know what you did, but maybe you might want to talk about it. So there's that. You look at what's happening all over the world. I gotta get out of this spot. Can't read and drive. This is a lesson to all you kids that want to fucking text and drive. Look at this dumb shit. Can't do it. Now I'm in low. There we go. Stalled my truck out. Trying to get gas. Okay. So, the crime is down 72%. You look at what's happening all over the world. And I'm not just talking about South America. I'm talking about prisons are being emptied all over the world. They're dumping them into the United States. All these countries, all over the world, are dumping their prisons in. I tried to look that up. I couldn't find anything that had statistics about crime rate dropping versus like prisons being emptied, and like nothing was coinciding. I didn't see anything that worked that made sense. That's not really a thing. Come on, truck, start up when I hit E. For some reason my E button doesn't want to start my truck up. Alright, do we got jobs here? They're dumping them into the United States. Criminals are being taken off the street in cities in places all over the world. They're being dumped in the United States. Mental institutions are being emptied out into the United States. Like I said, you can be someone that believes this when you hear it, but like I would really look it up yourself, because I did, and I don't see these things. This is not like a massive thing. I don't need to sleep. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Fuck it. Let's go. Where are we going? Back on the highway? Oh. We just killed our truck. They're dumping them in the United States. Criminals are being taken off the streets in cities in places all over the world. They're being dumped into the United States. Mental institutions are being emptied out in the United States. They are a threat to democracy. What they're doing to our country, they're poisoning our country. They're poisoning it. And see, that's like the kind of rhetoric that he's talking about and J.D. Vance is talking about. Well, J.P. Mandel, that's what his ideas are, is that the violent rhetoric is causing problems, but I mean, I don't know much more violent rhetoric than the stuff that other dictators used to use before they started actually doing horrible things in their country, or causing other people and groups to do horrible things in their countries. Right, so they're poisoning it. Oop, we're coming into town. Jeez, what's the speed through this town? Fast as fuck? Oop. Oh god, I went too far. Sorry. Oh man. Alright, there we go. This is fun. And you can take a look in Ohio. Of course, he's going to bring up Ohio and the silly stuff that's being brought up there. If you don't know, look it up. What's happening? You take a look in Aurora in Colorado and see what's happening. So all these places have mass influx of immigration, yes. Bad things happening to the people, like directly? No. Crime's gone down all over the place, and I'm sure he'll bring that up. Seriously? You take a look at Aurora. Oh, the dude just hit me. What a jerk. See that guy fucking rear-ended my ass. What are you not shifting in a third for? I think it's just my shifter. Little Logitech shifter. I'll get a better one day. You can take a look at Aurora and Colorado and see what's happening, but those are two that have been in the news. You have hundreds of little towns being taken over by migrants, or at least horribly affected by migrants. And see, that's the thing, is like when you use words like that, that makes it sound like you can't try to accept somebody coming into your town that either needs help or is just trying to look for a better place to live, or maybe got dumped off there by a big fucking bus from another governor from somewhere else. That could have happened. So let's have some sympathy and not be like they're just here destroying everything around us. I live in Michigan, and I know damn well that there are some places that are 100% not like what I look like, and quite honestly, they're a lot of fucking fun. Got a lot of good food and a lot of fucking cool music and a lot of cool parties and fun things to do. Family gatherings that are massive as fuck and they're super cool. That's over in Dearborn, and it's a fantastic place to be. Fantastic people. So why don't you try to accept something else into your town, a little bit of culture, a little bit of different stuff. You might realize it's actually a lot better than what you think. You have hundreds of little towns and cities that are being taken over by migrants, or at least horribly affected by migrants. We have 21 million, at least 21 million. They have a lower number. They say 16 million, whether it's 16 or 21, but I think it's much more than 21. And they've come into our country, and they're tough, and they're nasty, and they're going to have to do something about it, and fast, or they're not going to have a country left. And they're the ones that are a threat to democracy. Okay, moving on. Sharyl. If elected, you'll arguably be the most targeted president in American history. Arguably. What you depend on targeting, but yes. He has been the target of 2 assassinations. One, they're figuring that out. It seems like it probably was. The second one would have been an attempted assassination if he had been successful in trying. Good job on the Secret Service on there for stepping up your fucking game. Nice. So in that way, it's a very nice honor. Oh wait, whoops, chump, I skipped. Okay, so whether we're talking about foreign threats or domestic threats, does it change how you govern if the Secret Service, or some people say they can't guard you effectively at a static golf course? How can they guard you, say, on an overseas trip? We just talked about that. They're going to get better. They're going to have to step up your fucking game. Kind of a silly situation that happened in, where was it? The first assassination attempt. Never mind. Anyway, so Trump's response is as such. Let's get into town here. We have jobs here. Oh, we gotta stop. Alright. Well, I think we have to do what we have to do. You know, the only ones that really are trouble are consequential presidents. Oop. That's fine. The only ones that are really trouble are consequential presidents. So in that way, it's a very nice honor. Saying that, I'm not gonna do that. Don't do that. I was gonna fix what he said. It's a habit. I can't help it. So we'll say it as again as he said it, and not try to fix it. Oops. Sorry, behind me. How you hit that reverse high? I'm trying to fucking twist my goddamn transmission right out the fucking bottom of my truck. Okay. I mean, I was a very consequential president and would certainly be, and maybe even more so this time, because I understand the system. I understand countries. I understand stopping my truck. I understand countries. I understand who rips us and who doesn't. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't have a clue. They don't even know what's happening. And I think that I will feel safe. I think I'm going to feel safe. Let me do that one more time. If elected, you'll arguably be the most targeted president in American history. Whether we're talking about, oops, shifting gears. Whether we're talking about foreign threats or domestic threats, does it change how you can govern if the Secret Service or some people say they can't guard you? Oops. Oh no. Almost lost 6 high. Can't guard you effectively at a static golf course. How can they guard you on an overseas trip? Question is, how can we guard Trump? How can the Secret Service guard Trump? How does he feel they can? That's the question. He says, well, I think we just have to do what you have to do. We have to do what you have to do. You know, the only ones that are really trouble are consequential presidents. So in that way, it's a very nice honor. But it's true. I mean, I was a very consequential president and would certainly be, and maybe even more so, this time. Shit. I was doing so good too. Oops. Come on. Beep beep, motherfuckers. But it's true. I mean, I was a very consequential president and would certainly be, and maybe even more so this time, because I understand the system. I understand countries. I understand who rips us and who doesn't. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't have a clue. They don't even know what's going on. And I think I will feel safe. I think I'm gonna feel safe. Sharyl says, are you scared? Trump says, I can't be scared because somebody protecting me. I can't be scared because if you're scared, oh shit, I can't go that way. Boop. Or that way. Well, I guess we're turning around. And we're gonna go this way. See that little trick? Nah, it's got a red light. Violation. Cool. Fantastic. You didn't see that? Are you scared? I can't be scared. I can't be scared because if you're scared, you can't do your job. So I just can't be. I have thus far had somebody protecting me because you almost think it couldn't have been just 2 times. I mean, 2 times if another 300 or 400 yards walking. It's hard to read that. I'm having a hard time with it. Come on, speed limit, pick up. Because you almost think it couldn't have just been 2 times. I mean, 2 times if I go another 300 or 400 yards walking, which I would have been there in a few minutes, right? Probably 15 minutes. Nasty things could have happened. Let's go over here and see what we got. Nasty things could have happened, but we have very good Secret Service agents that spotted a rifle coming out of a very, very dense group of trees and foliage plants. That's what I said this morning to my wife, actually. It's pretty good that I did see that. Coming out of very dense foliage plants, saw the rifle and he started shooting. He didn't talk, he shot, and then they caught him. Yep, that's good. Oop. He didn't talk, and they caught him with the help of a woman, by the way, that got the license plate. And they were able to get him in a high-speed chase down a highway. That was one. And then, of course, Butler. There we go. Everyone knows Butler. I didn't. I forgot the name. I know the whole thing. That was a quick turn of the head to show a chart that was a good immigration chart. Alright, hold on. That was weird. That sounded insane. Got a job here? Let's get a job real quick, and then we'll start that. Boop. Get a job. What are we hauling? Where are we going? Lumber. Let's take it. Alright. Let's read this real quick. Let's get through this little part. Shift her in neutral, put her in park. Oh, this is a rough one. Okay, I can't be scared. If you're scared, remember the question was, are you ever scared? You can't do your job, so I just can't be. I have thus far had somebody protecting me because you almost think it couldn't have just been 2 times. It would have been there in a few minutes. Oh, I mean 2 times if I go another 300, 400 yards walking, which I would have been there in a few minutes, right? Probably 15. Nasty things could have happened, which would have happened. But we had a very good Secret Service agent that spotted a rifle coming out of a very, very dense group of trees and foliage plants. Saw the rifle and he started shooting. He didn't talk, he shot, and they caught him with the help of a woman. By the way, that got the license plate. And they were able to get him in a high-speed chase down a highway. That was one. And then, of course, Butler. Everyone knows about Butler. That was a quick turn of the head to show a chart that was a good immigration chart, showed what a good job I did. But that will go down as my all-time favorite chart. Okay. In looking at a possible second term, I think people are curious what specific positions you've discussed giving to Bobby Kennedy, Elon Musk, and Tulsi Gabbard. The 3 people, by the way, who were Democrats, or in the case of Musk, I don't know, at least supported Democrats, what specific positions do you see them holding? Let's go pick up our trailer. And we will pick it up after we get our trailer. Let's go find it. There it is. Why? There's my logs. Lumber, not logs, just lumber. Oh, we went too far. That's okay. We'll fix it. Go this way. Hoping I'm going to drop my axle. I think it's Shift S. If I remember right. That looks pretty high. That looks pretty high up there. Bingo, baby! Trailer. I have T set on my buttons, but I forgot where it's at. I have my hotkey Nostromo set up. But I forgot where that's at. Not the Nostromo, it's right here. I just forgot what button it was. Alright, pull forward. 1. Trailer brake works. Yep. Put it in reverse. Make sure she's locked. Boop. Oops. Alright, she's locked in. So, in looking at a possible, this is Sharyl. Sharyl asks, in looking at a possible second term, I think people are curious about, oh yeah, we already did that. Asking about specific jobs for Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk, and RFK. Yeah, not JFK. We're not thinking he's coming back. That's not what's going on. Son of a gun. Can't see, so if you're coming, you better not be coming. If you're coming, I hope you weren't. Alright. Yeah, I can't go yet. I get to go yet? Okay. So she asked that about what they're going to do. And we have a lot of other, what specific positions do you see them holding? Trump says, and we have a lot of other Democrats that have come aboard and will come aboard. Bobby will do great on health and on the environment. But does that mean like health and human services? No, it doesn't mean anything. It means it could be, but I didn't make deals with anybody because it's not appropriate to do it at this. It's too early. But it's getting to be that time, isn't it? When you think we have just a short while to go, oops. Let's get on the road here for a second. But it's going to be that time, isn't it? When you think we have just a short while to go, it's amazing. Oops, gotta get over. Can I do high? Ooh, it's loud. So we'll see what happens. But a short while in my life is an eternity. Well, yeah, I guess so. Ooh, buddy, we're going fast. Ooh. I thought that was green. It changed real fast. Oops. So we'll see what happens. But Bobby's is a really what he's done on healthcare over the years. I mean, I've known him for a long time. And with him, it's eating what you eat, what chemicals you put in your body. I mean, he's been fighting this for years. He looks at other countries where they don't use chemicals or they use much less than we use. And the people are healthier, and they are in the United States, which is not that healthy a country. Also environmentally, I understand the environment. And I think as well as anybody... Oh shit. Motherfucker. There we go. He looks at other countries where they don't use chemicals, or they use much less than we use. These towns. And the people are healthier, and the people are healthier than they are in the United States, which is not that healthy a country. That's true. Also environmentally, and I understand the environment, I think as well as anybody, but I also want to have the greatest economy. We had the greatest economy ever, and we're going to have the greatest economy again. Even better, we're going to bring back the auto business. We're going to bring back a lot of business into our country that nobody thought would have been possible. Let's get into high gear. That nobody thought would have been possible. Now, they think it would have been, and what I did during my term, I had the greatest economy in the history of the country. No, that nobody thought would have been possible. This is very hard to read, like, not just while driving, but just to keep, like, on what he's saying. We have the greatest economy ever, and we're going to have the greatest economy again, even better. We're going to bring back the auto business. We're going to bring back a lot of businesses into our country that nobody thought would have been possible. Now they think it would have been. And what I did during my term, I had the greatest economy in the history of our country. I think in the history of the world, there's ever been such production that we had. And I'll be able to do it again. Oh, probably need to shift. That we had, and I'll be able to do it again. And I think very quickly, one of the assets we have is we have more liquid gold, meaning oil, etc., under our feet than anybody else. No, it's just not that, but we do have a lot of shit. But it's not called liquid gold. Than any other country, including Saudi Arabia and Russia. I'm gonna stay on the road. And we are energy independent. Just a short while ago. We'll be energy independent, but we'll actually be energy dominant again. So he's declaring. And we're gonna make a lot of money. Look out, people. Coming through. Happens every time. You gotta slam on the brakes. And we're going to make a lot of money. We're going to pay off debt. We're going to pay down debt. And we're going to do these things nobody would have thought possible. But Bobby's great. Tulsi has always been good from the standpoint of common sense. She's like a common sense person. I've watched her for a long time on shows. I've known her a little bit. And it was a great honor when we got her. You're right. She was a Democrat and a popular too in Hawaii. And she will be terrific. Elon Musk? Well, Elon is Elon. He's endorsed me very powerfully. He feels this in the most important election we've ever had. And as you know, he probably has a couple of other things to do, but he's indicating he might, this is Sharyl, he's indicating he might be willing to help with the government waste issues. I'm all over this road trying to read. With the government waste, he's indicated he might be willing to help with the government waste type issues. Alright, so let's get into town here first. We'll catch up. Statement was kind of a question by Sharyl is that Elon Musk is indicating that he will help with the government with waste type issues. What he will do is, and the thing that we talk about more than anything else is exactly that. It's costs. He's a big cost cutter. He has always been very good at it, and I'm good at it. But Elon, I'll tell you what, he will go in and he'll say, this is what you have to do. You have to do this. He is so into that. He feels there is so much waste and fat in this country. How did I not hit 7? So much waste and fat in this country. And he's right. He's 100% right. And he has been just great. He's given me ringing endorsements, even though I disagree with him a little bit on the electric car. But he agrees with me from the standpoint that not every car should be electric. They have an electric mandate that will put Detroit and every other automaker out of business entirely within 2 years. And I'm going to terminate that immediately. That'll be in the first day. I'll terminate it. Hello. Talking Trump. This is Trump talking, by the way, if you're watching. From the standpoint, alright, they have an electric mandate. I did that. That'll be in the first day. I'll terminate it. And we want electric cars. But we want really to have all cars. You have hybrids, you have everything. You have gas-powered cars, we have gasoline, more gasoline than anybody else. We want to use it right now. So use it or lose it. We want to use it right now. They're mandating electric cars. Yeah, we'll stay in high. They're mandating electric cars. They don't go far. They're very expensive, and they're going to be built in China. They're all going to be built in China. And what the auto workers, the union, has done is just a disgrace. That's good. Call it the union for being a disgrace. Ooh, this is curvy. We got to watch this. Hold on. Could be dangerous. Catch up in a second. Okay. What the union has done is just a disgrace. We've lost 50% of our business over the period of 25 years. Remember, the question was, what will Elon Musk, Tulsi Gabbard, and RFK Jr. do in the White House? That was the question. They're all going to be built in, just a disgrace. We've lost 50% of our business over the period of 25 years. A lot of it went to Mexico. A lot of it went to China. It went all over the world. Japan, it went all over the world, and we're gonna get it back. We will be at a level that nobody would have thought possible with automaking. And I'm gonna cut fuel prices in half within 12 months. I didn't hear that the first time. I don't believe that. So that cause is energy. So that cause, is going to cut fuel in half within 12 months. So that cause the energy costs are so high, the biggest problem, and you can see, gotta move this up. So that because the energy costs are so high, the cost and the biggest problem, and you can see this even in polling, that people have, is everything's too expensive. My gosh, it's so hard to even read it. If I was sitting here not driving, I wouldn't be able to read it. I'm going to cut fuel prices in half within 12 months. So that, because the energy costs are so high, the biggest problem, and you can see this even in polling that the people have, is everything's too expensive. Because under Harris or Biden or both, you can call it any way you want under them, under this administration, the costs have got out of control. People can't afford it. Mine's 7 or 8, I'm an 8. People can't afford it. If I cut energy, and I'll be able to cut it in half within 12 months, if I do that, the world will be this world. The world that we live in will be a different place. My brain hurts. I'm trying. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read it right, and it's hard. We continue our conversation with former President Trump after break. Break. Okay. Sharyl, on immigration, which you've mentioned. Most people seem to think that you can tighten up the border. Just tighten it up. And for untold, excuse me. Ooh, pretty. Ah, pretty. Let's not go off the road. Okay. Tighten up the border. And for untold millions who are here illegally that you referred to, you've talked about mass deportation program. A mass deportation program. How is that practically possible? Because a lot of millions of people have had children here who are American citizens, and don't you think that the first time there is an image on television of a family tearfully being told to board a bus, that the whole program would end? That's right. If you take young women with 2 beautiful children and you put her on a bus and it ends up in the front page of a newspaper, it makes it a lot harder. That was definitely clear as fuck and definitely not what you want to hear. I will address that one right there. That's terrible. Makes it a lot harder when people are suffering to do what you want to do, doesn't it? Makes you feel bad, huh? Maybe makes you feel a little bit of pain in the ang, a little bit. Ugh. Let's get on this fucking expressway. It makes it a lot harder. Whoopies. Whoa. Wrong mouse. Grab my game mouse, not my recording mouse. So yes, mass deportation, even of women and children, and so on. So we're going to look at it very closely. Let's look at my mirror. Get over. Yeah, I'm not going to put it in cruise control. I'm going to fucking die if I do that. Drive off a cliff. So we're okay. So yes to mass deportation, even of women and children, and so on. So we're going to look at it very closely. The way you phrase it exactly. Wait station. Let's get this. Wait station check-in. Quit. Going back on the road. Sorry. Had a wait station check-in. Wait station check-in apparently. That would suck. So they're going to look at it very closely. The way you phrase it is exactly right. You put one wrong person onto a bus or onto an airplane, And your racial left lunatics will try to make it sound like the worst thing that's ever happened. But we're getting the criminals out, and we're going to do that fast. And we know who they are. The local police know their names, and they know their serial numbers. You got a serial number? Anybody get a serial number? I know one person who has a barcode. I know a person. Mr. Dennis, I know that person. I know a guy. But I don't think it means anything. And if you ask me about it, he'd probably look at you. Because it doesn't mean anything. But no serial numbers. I don't think anybody's got serial numbers. I don't know that. So apparently they're looking at serial numbers. The police are. They have your serial number. I got your number. I got your ass. Serial numbers. Where'd we go? Oh. Alright, which is great. Okay, yeah. They know their names and they know their serial numbers. They know everything about them. We work with local police and local law enforcement, which is great all throughout the country. Oopsies. Oh, nope. Wrong one, sorry. Don't want to hit nobody. Ugh. I'm going to have to do this. New change. Come on. Ooh, my guy's getting tired. Oh. Sorry. Oh, God. Okay, let's go back to that. My bad. We work with the local police, the local law enforcement, which is great all throughout the country. But we have to get, look, we have people. We have murderers that have been let into our country. And they're not going to get better. We have people that are insane. And that their mental institutions are the mental institutions all over the world, have a much lower population. And in many cases, they've been emptied out. The jails have are down to much lower numbers, and soon they'll be emptied out. We're going to get all of those people out, and we're going to get them out fast, and we have no choice because that's not sustainable in any country, by any country. Well, it's rough. It's rough to keep on the right words that he's saying. Sorry. Whoopies. Did my camera get reset? I think it did. Give me a second. That's supposed to be zoomed in. Why did that reset? One second. Oh, it's over here. Get over here where you belong, camera control. 2-second pause, we gotta fix the camera. I had it all set up. It was like all zoomed in perfect where my face is normally. That was silly the whole time. I didn't even realize that. I looked at my camera a bunch of times. Alright, back to this. Woo! I hate pausing while I'm driving fast because it comes out crazy. Almost die every time. Okay, so Trump is talking. In many cases, they've been emptied out. Jails are down to much lower numbers. And soon they'll be emptied out. They're emptying out into the United States. We're not a dumping ground. And we're going to get all those people out. And we're going to get them out fast. We have no choice because it's not sustainable by any country. On the economy, Sharyl says, which you've mentioned for our viewers a bunch of times, a dozen eggs under Trump cost no more than $2.08, and as low as $1.46. Under Biden-Harris last month, $3.20. Yeah. A gallon of unleaded regular gas, that was Trump saying yeah. Sharyl, a gallon of unleaded regular gas under Trump, as low as $1.88. Not here. Never hitting $3. Yeah. Biden-Harris, oops. Oh, my guy's sleepy. Yeah, I gotta get a rest. Never hitting more than $3. Biden-Harris as 506, and last month still 352. Kamala Harris has been very short on specifics when it comes to the economy, other than she's saying she wants an opportunity economy. What are the specific mechanics of how prices come down? What are the specific mechanics of how prices come down? Let's find out. I gotta get off here and get a rest. Let's find out Trump's specific mechanics of how prices come down. Ooh, buddy. Come on. Let's get. Oh. How are my headlights not turning on? People? We'll finish this question. I'm going to take a rest. These people stop out like on a dime, and it's ridiculous. Why do they stop like that? The worst drivers in the world. Get in here and take a little resty rest, and we'll finish this question. Look out, people. Coming in hot. Where's the truck rest? Where is the truck rest at? Back here. Nice. Let's get up in here and stop. I won't park. Let's rest. Oops. Wrong one. Alright, so here's Trump's answer to that, to all the gas being expensive. And since Kamala Harris doesn't explain things that she needs to explain, apparently, according to a lot of other media, and Trump, and this woman, what are the specific mechanics of how prices would come down? You know, the steps that would be taken. You know, the steps that would be taken in a second term for you. Trump says this. So first of all, she can't do an interview. She could never do this interview because you ask questions that give me a specific answer. Let me try that again. She could never do this interview because you ask questions like, give me a specific answer. She talks about her lawn when she was growing up. This woman is not equipped to be president. She's not equipped to deal with President Xi, who I took in hundreds of billions of dollars with him and Putin. We had no war with Putin, remember? And I'm just going to go off on just for this. With Bush, they look at a lot. Russia, with Biden, they're trying to take everything. With Obama, they took a lot. With Trump, Russia took nothing. Just remember that. You know, it's a little chart. But what happened, and when you look at what took place, was so sad. When they took over, they cut the oil way down, and the oil started going through the roof. It was gonna go to $10 a gallon. It was gonna go to numbers that nobody's ever seen. And so they went back to the Trump drilling. They said, let it go back. That was the only good thing. But they stopped because I would be there, but 4 years later. I would be triple what the number was. Right now they're just about even where I was, but they only did that because of the fact that they eventually have an election coming up. And you remember that the beginning of what happened. Oh, hey, welcome home. Right in the middle of streaming.
They aren't labeled, so I don't know which one's which.
We'll take a break for a minute. Oh, yay. And test them out and see what it is.
That's a mocha one, so take it back.
Right on. I think
That looks like a mocha.
Yeah, it tastes like chocolate. For the most part. Well, I guess we'll take a break. I'm reading through the transcript of this. Yep, break time for a minute anyway. So we'll do that. Where's my stream? Haha. We'll type break times just so it's in there. Safety meeting break. Be back in fiber.
So wet. Oh, you big scratch. Oh, my. Oh, yeah.
Okay. We'll be back. Alrighty, I'm back. Headphones. Where the fuck you at? I'll try to finish this up real quick. See if we can't read through it a little faster and get done. Try to read through it faster. It's kind of fucking impossible. Hope you enjoyed all that music. Oh, I got chords on my foot pedal. Get out of here. Son of a bitch. Yeah. Where's my wheel at? Straighten out. Okay, there we are. Oh, that's right. We were sleeping to finish this question. All right. Where is the spot we left off at? I gotta burp first. I feel it coming. Hold one. Okay. Just remember that, it's a little chart. But what happened? And when you look at what took place was so sad. When they took over, they cut the oil way down and the oil started going through the roof. It was going to $10 a gallon. It was gonna go to numbers that no one's ever seen. And so they went back to the Trump drilling. They said, let it go back. That was the only good thing. But they stopped because I would be there. But 4 years later, I would be triple what the number was. Right now, they're just about even where I was. But they only did that because of the fact they eventually have an election coming up. And you remember at the beginning what happened. That's one of the reasons that Putin went in, because it went to $100 a barrel instead of $40 a barrel. And he could fight all the wars he wants with those kind of numbers, because he's a big seller of oil and gas. So what happens is they went back to what I was doing, just said reopen, just reopen. It wasn't hard. It's so crazy what they want to do. They're going to destroy lives. They're going to destroy what they have done to this country. That's what it sounded like. They're going to destroy what they have done to this country. Period. And especially in the sense of following millions and millions of people, allowing millions and millions of people come in, because that's something we can fix. I had to read ahead for a second just to make sure I got it. That's something we can fix the gasoline situation, and we can fix the anything. The question was just talking about some gas prices being a little more expensive when Biden is in now, and then they were apparently lower when Trump was a bit. Never hitting $3. That's crazy. They did definitely hit $3 consistently. Verifiable back there.
The only time it hit 3 was
below 3.
Below 3. It was
Yeah.
like when we were in high school.
It wasn't even below 3. Yeah, it was high school days. And we're 36, so it was a minute ago. Not that long ago, but a minute. They're going to destroy lives. They're going to destroy everything. It's going to be terrible, but he can fix anything. Cheryl asked, do prices come down magically because it's not them? I need to get driving or pause it because I'm going to lose time on my job. I already slept half of it away. And crashed into people during that. Do prices come down magically because it's not them, Cheryl says. I like that question, actually. Do prices come down magically because it's not them? They come down with energy, and they come down with interest rates. We're going to get, as I told you, we're going to get energy down by 50% in 12 months. We're going to have it. It's going to be a major smash on energy. It's going to smash. If you look at the energy and I'm not just talking about cars, I'm talking about air conditioning, heating your basic energy, operating a bakery, operating any kind of business. It's all having to do with energy. That was they started wrong. That was where they started wrong. When they cut way back on what I did, and again, just so you understand, they then let it go back to where it was, which was very smart thing. Which was very smart thing. Otherwise, you would have had a depression if you want to know the truth. But energy was rising at a level that nobody had ever seen. And they said, go back. I don't get it what the go back is. I'm not trying to analyze the text here. I'm trying to read it straight up and not overanalyze it. But Jesus Christ, I don't get what the go back is. That I don't. Go back to what he was doing, but they stayed there, but they went back, but then they didn't, and they went back. I don't. Alright. They were telling people, go back to your wells, go back to drilling, go back to fracking. Do whatever you have to do. But if they win, so that's what it is. If they win, the day after, they're going all the way. They were only doing that because of an election coming. So are they going to stop drilling? I got to stop analyzing it, but it's hard not to. They're going all the way. It's madness. And what they've done to our country is mad. Sharyl, I'm wondering, looking back at you sitting out for 4 years, at least is there a benefit in the terms of you being able to see maybe to regather, regroup, see who you could trust and who you can't trust? Well, Trump says, that's a good point. We'll start with there and start shifting for a minute and get out of here. Well, that's a good point. That's pretty much all I probably had to say this whole entire stream. We could have just ended it a while ago. Oh, come on, truck. Start up, you son of a gun. There we go. High beams work. Boop, boop. Oh, wrong one. Let's get out of here. We'll start driving and get going on it again. Oop. Parking brake not engaged. Let's get out of here and we will finish that question. Finish the question. Uh-oh. How do we get out? Ah! Oh, you're there. Okay. Don't hit me, guy. Stop your truck. Oh, yeah. I got a coffee.
How you do?
I gotta grab my coffee real quick. My wife brought me. That was who came and brought me this delicious coffee. Okay. Fucking, I gotta handle those cords one day. Some zippy ties. Lots of cords. I went and poured like the coffee I made earlier and I totally forgot I had this one. Thank you, baby. And that's good coffee. Oh, I got comfy in my chair. Gotta get my booty comfy. Could put this right there. It's kind of sat there last time, not too. Didn't fall off. Really did it? No? Alright. Let's read this question real quick, and then we'll get back on the road. I'm wondering, looking back at you sitting out for 4 years, basically, at least, is there a benefit to that in terms of you being able to see, maybe to regather, regroup, see who you could trust and who you can't? What say you? Well, that's a good point, says Trump. But I'll tell you that maybe a bigger point, it would have been easier if I did it, contiguous, to be honest. Why is he using that word there? It would have been easier if I did it, contiguous, to be honest. You would have to go a long way back in history to see the one person that was able to do it non-consecutively. But the benefit is more than anything else. It shows how bad they were. It shows how bad this racial left liberal crazy philosophy is with defund the police. They wanted to defund the police. She still wants to defund the police. Anybody that wanted to defund, she was a leader of the defund the police Kamala. I'd call her Harris, but no one knows who I'm talking about when I say Harris. They only know it's a sort of interesting, it's her last name, but nobody knows who I'm talking about. Defund the police, all of these different things. It shows how bad they were. It shows how much they don't work. And I think it makes it much easier for me to do my job. People want us to do the job. They've got to stop crime. They've got to stop crime. I said that twice because that's what he said. You go out for a loaf of bread today, and you end up getting mugged, killed, shot. That happened last time I went out for a loaf of bread. I got shot right in my face. Right. Fucking sucked. Every time I get bread, I get shot right in the face. It's the worst. If you look at Chicago, it's just a short while ago on Labor Day weekend. They had over 100 people shot. 17 died. I'm pretty sure none of those people are just trying to buy bread, but look it up. You don't have numbers like that in Afghanistan and all these countries we talk about as being unsafe countries. There are no numbers like that. You look at Chicago, you take a look at crime all over the United States. That's why the FBI has to give real numbers, which they did yesterday, and crime is down. 3% overall. I think rapes and murders are down like 11% or something like that. The only thing up is like car theft, I think, and non-violent crimes. Car theft is up. But no, they just released numbers yesterday, and they're all down. That's why the FBI has to give real numbers. But sure, you know, we have a little expression. It's called MAGA. It's called Make America Great Again. That's what we're going to do. Because America is not great now. Sharyl. Let's get going. Boop. Come on, escape. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hope no one's coming. Sorry, people. Let me get a gear here. I keep grabbing the wrong mouse. Just gotta stop right here. By the way, we asked Kamala Harris for an interview, but she so far hasn't agreed. Back after a short break. On COVID. What do we got to say on COVID? You frequently say that your rallies and so on. Oop. Sorry. Oh, you mother chucker. Get in 4. You fat beast. Nope. Sitting in my chair all weird and I'm all fucked up. Can't sit straight. Alright. On COVID, you frequently say that at your rallies and so on that you don't feel like you get enough credit on COVID. But at nearly every assessment, the CDC failed miserably at job 1. And yes, the COVID vaccines were developed in record time, but as now we know, they don't prevent infection, illness, or transmission. And they have very potentially serious side effects. Do you think that maybe we were approved too fast, and in hindsight, based on what we know now, what would you have done differently? Which, by the way, he was the one that approved it fast. Operation Lightspeed. So that's the basis of that question, was Trump approved the vaccines really quickly, got them out there, but then everybody wants to blame Democrats for a poor job and like killing kids or something and giving them autism. Which, by the way, that's the guy Trump wants to put in charge of our health when he becomes president. So that sucks. Well, Trump says, I think they're doing studies on the vaccines that we're gonna find out. And it'll come out one way or another. But I really had a mandate to get vaccines done. I got them done quickly and in record time. The Democrats love it. You know, the Democrats love it and the Republicans don't. It's very interesting. Yeah, I wonder why. Gee. Love what? Sharyl asks in response. The vaccines. They love it. I have a friend of mine who said to me, why don't you talk about vaccine? What you did with the vac. He's a Democrat, but I'm sure he voted for me. He said, what you did was the most incredible thing that any president has ever done, and you saved hundreds of millions of lives. Oops, someone's getting on the expressway. Hundreds of millions of lives all over the world. And this was just really recently a very smart guy. That man was recently a really smart guy. Let me say that again. I'm sure he voted for me, and he said, what you did was the most incredible thing that any president has ever done. You saved hundreds of millions of lives all over the world. And this was just recently a very smart guy. He said, I don't understand why you don't talk about it. And I don't talk about it. But if you go to Pfizer, if you go to some of these companies, they have charts. Make sure I'm getting off the expressway in the right spot. They have charts. And they have all sorts of statistics. And they say, wow. Ooh. They say, wow, wow, wow. Wowie, wee, wah. Don't die, is what they say. I need a chair with no wheels. Ah! Okay. You go to Pfizer and you go to some of these companies and they have charts and they have all sorts of statistics. And I say, why don't you release those statistics? Let people know. Anybody coming? Oop, stall the truck. But I don't talk about it. I don't want to, but I don't talk about it. And I say, why don't you release those statistics? Let people know. Oops, I missed it. I skipped it. Did the wrong thing. Trying to drive at the same time and not run into people. Shift into 5 high. But I don't talk about it. I can say this. But I'll be determined. It is so hard to keep up with because it doesn't make sense how he talks, so I can't pick back up. Where, like, if you're reading a book, like, it would just be like, it makes sense to say this. So that's probably what he's trying to say. Oops. Oh, come on. He stalled. It doesn't make sense, the thing he tries to say. So it's hard to pick back up where he's, what he's saying. Because it just, your brain just doesn't, like, it just doesn't follow it. This doesn't make any fucking sense. Doesn't make any fucking sense, Freddy. Doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm not Freddy, but Gordy. Got that line tucked in. So his stuff doesn't make sense. So I'll read it once I stop here. The job is being right here. No, don't. You stay right there. You're gonna run into my trailer. You're schmucked, motherfucker. I'm gonna get schmooshed. I'm gonna schmoosh you. Bam. Where do we need it? Right there. That's gonna be fun. I'm rolling backwards. Why is it making me roll backwards? My wheels in my chair. Okay. Let's park this thing. I'll try and read this bullshit. Maybe we'll pick up the rest tomorrow. After I read this fucked up answer. It's just so hard to do. But it's fun to do while driving. It makes it really neat. And like I said, it shows you kids. Don't read and drive, because you'll end up like this. Crashing your truck everywhere. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Let's get lined up. Ah! Beep, beep. Oh. Reverse. And reverse. Backing around up. Oh, my trailer's way not even lined up. Well, you son of a gun. I used the turnaround to line it up and didn't even line up. I'll start like that and get her butt facing the end there. Alright. Bow, bow, bow. Already going backwards. Get her lined up straight. Get her turned towards it. Come on, baby. Alright. Better. Got a small parking lot. And I'm not going to skip the parking. What are you talking about? Get out of here. What's there? Is there something there? Yeah. Motherfucker. Might have to skip the parking. Let me turn. Let me turn. Let me turn, baby. Let's get her close. I got room to pull straight. I just need a bigger fucking parking lot. You guys suck. Boop. Or maybe I just suck. Okay. Where we at? Alright, let's get her straight so our fucking ass end is facing that way. Will it let me get it? Well, let's count. It sucks it gotta be like exactly perfect though. That won't count. Oop. Pull forward. Oh, I just had it. Where'd it go? There we go. Need a goddamn seat with no wheels. I'm trying to hold myself up and not slide back while pushing my pedals in. It's the worst. Alright, so drop trailer. Trailer button. Decoupling. Cool. Job done. This crazy statement. Alrighty. But if you go to Pfizer, if you go to some of these companies, they have charts and they have all sorts of statistics. And they say, why don't you release those statistics? Let people know. But I don't talk about it. I can say this, the Democrats would love to claim it. The Republicans don't want to claim it. But I'll be determined. I'd say over the next 12 months. I say this in terms of overall, I think I did an amazing job with COVID. I never got the credit for it. Remember that more people died under Biden-Harris than died under Trump. And they had a much easier time because when it came in here, nobody knew what it was. It came from the Wuhan labs, which I always said, but nobody really knew what it was. Where it came from, nothing. They knew nothing. And we got hit, and I got great credit on military. You know, we knocked it out ISIS. We rebuilt the We switched. We rebuilt the military. Great credit on military. Great credit on the economy. I never got great credit on the fighting of the China virus, which is COVID. But we call it the China virus. No, we don't. Because we like to be accurate. But if you think of what I've done, I took, which is not, I don't say that, I'm literally repeating Trump. But if you think of what I've done, I took a disaster that came out of our shores, that dust, pardon me, that dust flew in from China, and we started making things like the ventilators. We were supplying the whole world with ventilators. Within a period of 7 months, we took auto factories and started making ventilators in auto factories. And it's so hard to read. It's so hard. We were supplying the whole world with ventilators. Within a period of 7 months, we took auto factories and started making ventilators and auto factories. We did the gowns, the cost, you know, all of the different things, all of the rubberized products, the masks, everything. We also had to go because when I took over, the cupboards were bare. We had nothing. We had nothing, period. We had comma, we were supposed to have, but we had nothing. And in all fairness to the previous presidents, the reason is that nobody really thought a pandemic in this world in this age is possible. You remember 1918. You remember 1917, we had the great pandemic that people talk about. 100 million people, they say, died. And basically, this would have happened here too. I think saying only 100 million people would have died, or more. Yeah, okay. It's hard to read. And it didn't happen here. I think I did a great job. I think I will not be given credit for it. But there are a lot of people that think I did a really fantastic job on that. But you don't get credit for it. Nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew where it came from. And remember, we had far fewer deaths than Biden. And Biden just got the tail end. So we did a good job. I guess I'll finish this last part because it's only the last little bit. Part 4. We have 2 quick questions that are just sort of one sentence maybe. What are 2 things you do to stay healthy? Love this. What are 2 things you do to stay healthy? Well, I used to play golf a little bit. That gave me, so I don't know, well, it seems to be quite a dangerous sport in retrospect. I try to eat properly. I do my best. I do the best. Sharyl says, I thought you ate hamburgers and Coke and stuff. I do, but proper hamburgers. But I like perhaps the wrong food. But then I say, does anybody know what the right food is? You are right about that. Proper hamburgers are the right food. You are right about that. I have people lecturing me for years. Says Trump. Oh, don't eat this, don't eat that. They're gone. They have passed away long ago. Jesus. Sharyl, the thought keeps changing. Yeah, it does. A lot. Good point, Sharyl. Probably only good question and point that she's probably made in the interview. Sharyl says, the thought keeps changing. Trump says, and here I am, so I'm not sure I want to make too many changes. Sharyl says, and then if you're not successful this time, do you see yourself running again in 4 years? Trump says, no, I don't. I think that will be it. I don't see it at all. I think that hopefully we're going to be successful. Sharyl, Mr. President, thank you for an interview. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sharyl. Thank you for joining us. Blah, 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 blah. The last part was kind of like they were both just like throwing out words to be like, who can say stuff first? And like, bah. Yeah. So it was definitely difficult. Probably could have been easier not driving, but it made it much more fun. That was super silly. Crashed a lot and got a lot of tickets. So, as of anything, like I said, don't fucking read and drive. Because you're going to crash a lot and get a lot of tickets. Alrighty. It's over here on another screen. Because I stole my son's screen so I could use it for my other window over here. Boop, 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 boop. Thanks for watching. Do all that fun stuff that people do.